Hello, wonderful people of YouTube land. It's Wild Elf here. As you may see, I have both the arcade version of Mortal Kombat 3 and Mortal Kombat 2. Let me cycle here just to be sure. And what you might not realize is not only can you play Mortal Kombat 2 and 3 arcade quality on your own PS2 or possible Xbox GameCube. Check this out. You can get the Mortal Kombat Deception Premium Pack disc, which has on it the arcade version of Mortal Kombat 1. That's right, people, Mortal Kombat 1. So we're going to send that in, hit the reset, and while that does its magic, come back to the screen. Depending on these loading times, folks, it should go through. I tried to make this into a short, but my editing ability is limited based on the equipment at my disposal. Yes, I did desperately want this to be a short video, but it will just have to be a regular video that happens to be kind of short. Okay, yeah, they gotta get all their logos in there. Finally, it'll interact with the controller. Now, you'll see on this, it looks like MK Deception, but it actually has the original Mortal Kombat on it. We're going to activate that right now, folks. Right now for your viewing entertainment. And as you can see, this is the button layout. If you already have Mortal Kombat games on PS1, then you're already familiar with this button layout. Okay, press start button. But that's not the coolest thing of all. As you'll see, as soon as this becomes interactive again, there we go. Now, and let's pick old Sub-Zero, the controversial fighter that started all the buzzwords about Mortal Kombat in the first place. Okay, I'm not going to be able to do much here because I only have one hand free. There we go. But you get the idea. This is indeed the arcade version of Mortal Kombat. And we will do nothing because I can't use the other side of the controller. Okay. Mortal Kombat's in the machine. It's running. Here's the cool part of this disc. If you're visiting a friend's house and you bring over your PS2 games and they have a PS2 there, make sure this is the last game you play before you leave that night. Why? Because you can say, hey, I'm going to call it a night, and you guys have just kind of gotten midway into playing it, pun intended, midway. And you can say, well, I got to take my game back now, but I'm going to let you play it anyway while I'm gone. And they'll say, how is that even possible? And you'll say, this is how that is possible. Take the disc out. Mortal Kombat Deception Premium Pack bonus disc. Close the machine. Do not hit reset. Do not hit power. As long as you do not do that, you will notice the game is still completely within the PS2, minus some of the music tracks, which it was reading off the disc. So let me prove real quick that is still indeed an active game. There you'll see the full motion video is still in effect. On the bio screens, here's Richard DeVizio as he appeared in the very first Mortal Kombat game. He's also in Mortal Kombat 3 and has a pretty dang good YouTube page. If you haven't found it yet. But yeah, he maintains his own YouTube page, and he does it quite well, actually. Kudos to you, Richard DeVizio. He's an actor and a true martial artist. He does stunt work. He's done stunt work in multiple martial art movies, all the way back to the 90s and to now. And he is still available for work now. I believe he resides somewhere in the Chicago area. Okay, there's Goro, yeah. Now let's prove this is interactive. There we go, Kano. Since we're speaking of Richard anyway, there we go. Oh, the AI caught up with me. Sorta. Oh, it's getting me based on distance boxes. Okay. Huh. Well, it didn't do a fatality. So that's good. Okay. But you get the picture. Because the game disc is still outside the machine. Yet, I was playing it. And it'll work in two-player mode also. And it will stay completely in the machine until you hit reset or power button. And like I said, you do that at your friend's house when you're about to leave, and they will smile ear to ear because they get to play that game the rest of the night until they finally turn off the machine. So to me, that's awesome. That is the beauty of physical media. Yeah, you can't do that if that was a digital only, can you? No. Yeah, you know, most of those demographics that they're basing all the digital media sales off of, it wasn't console gaming, it was smartphone gaming. Yeah, and it stands to reason. Of course, smartphones download tons of digital-only games because that's what's on smartphones, digital-only media. But they decided they were going to use those numbers to push digital-only and DLC heavily consoles, platform game systems that no longer behave like platform game systems. Example, if you turn on your machine and want to play a two-player in the same room game, if your machine looks for internet verification before it allows two players in the same room, it's not a proper platform console anymore. It's a internet dependent PC style machine. This does not require internet verification. PS2 was, I guess, the last one in the Sony line. And the way things are going with the digital downloads and basically rental of digital properties only, a lot of these big companies are now getting ballsy, and they shouldn't be, because the economy's not doing too great, and people don't like all these extra expenditures that they're being told is going to be a mandatory thing on their game systems. So there may be backlash, and I think probably the first company that's going to fail, at least their video game division of their company, is going to be Sony. Sony will fail. If Nintendo doesn't smarten up about these things, they're liable to follow Sony right down the toilet. And, well, there's such a PC massive following for Xbox that even if their Xbox division dies, Microsoft will still do gaming on their PC systems, so they're not worried. But Sony and Nintendo ought to be. And companies like Capcom and Konami and a few others, they might want to watch themselves too, because the customers are not happy. And customers do enjoy their physical media. I have a PS3, and I enjoy the physical media of my PS3. But I don't like how some games ask for internet verification to use built-in features for the same room. It's kind of ridiculous, folks, don't you think? Well, I hope this trick with the Mortal Kombat Deception bonus disc gave you guys a good chuckle and a good couple ideas. All right, guys. You have a happy, wonderful gaming experience. This is Wild Elf 26, and even